do this. They won the war but got canceled on the internet.
So weird that the kid only comes with one color now. And black is found nowhere in nature.
I know, that's always the best thing. It's like darkness.
Darkness.
Oh, we stick out real bad.
Wear your black boots, because you know that color doesn't exist.
Dude, Nick. So we had Nick had a terrible accident. What happened? That lined up perfectly.
There I was in Australia wrestling wild amphibians. I don't know. You tell me what happened. You made this shit
You
up.
were trying to teach Europeans about the standard system. That's what you were doing, right?
It's true.
Yeah.
What happened? You had like something on like your last video. There was like a swelling or something. I didn't notice it, but everyone was like, "What happened to Nick? What happened? Did you have like a jaw, like swelling of your face?" I have no idea. Dude, people are pointing out. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Keep as much distance as you can.
Probably.
Guard
No,
your
I have no
objectives.
idea what
If
you're
we
even
lose this
talking
sector, we will
I
fall
was
back
like,
to the
"You still
net.
never mind."
But we
Nick,
must
sorry.
deplete the enemy's
I thought it
resources.
just coincided with something because people were like, "What happened to his face?" Probably. I don't know.
She's saving Michael's back in the room.
All objectives lost. Withdraw to the next sector. Start your defense there.
We're gonna have guests on,
But Eli's not.
I'm not. I'm a guest. Always.
Is this the mic that Brandon like put his mouth over? Because it smells like gunpowder and political change.
Yeah.
Nick's gonna have a story for us historically. He has one. We're gonna and then ask him.
We must hold them here as long as possible.
Did you do a straight no volts test?
What?
So, one of our things with missiles is we find out, like, when it's a test, we make sure there's no stray voltage in any of the lines or anything like that. And for, like, years, no one knew why we did this test. It was just a safety precaution. Come to find out, and it's like a random obscure fact.
Shit, wait, hold on. Before you finish, we gotta talk. I'm gonna ask you. By the mic, everyone in front of your mic.
Oh, hold on.
3.
Enemy trying to take Charlie 1.
Have you ever said why we actually do that?
On to your story. I have no fucking clue. We just started it.
And it's
That's the new audio sync instead of the clap.
Oh yeah.
we'll talk about
No, it's
I just fucked it up. So.
No, you're good.
his audio is going to be
That's
out of
how
sync for
little I
everybody
drink
else.
carbonated drinks. I was like, oh shit, I fucked this up.
How do I do this? So in the 1970s, I want to say it was like 72 or 73, we had the Nike Hercules system, which is America's, honestly, my favorite air
One of
defense
our
system we've ever
objectives
come
is
up
no
with. The
longer
theory
secure.
was, you just put a nuclear warhead on the end of an air defense missile, and doesn't matter how many jets Russia throws at you, you can hit them all at once, and they're all just gone. Because America, that's what we do. We did this several different times. But
Wait,
the
we
Nike,
literally just.
it was
This area is lost.
So,
Retreat to the next sector and continue your defense.
and the theory was, as long as we set it 100,000 feet,
Yeah.
we should be good. Don't know how, I don't math that math, like I'm not a nuclear engineer.
Yeah, I get
have
it,
no
I'm
idea what
bad.
that does to the atmosphere, but we're there. But anyways, these things are stored horizontally, and then they would, point them up obviously to use them. In the 1970s in Okinawa, Japan, stray voltage arced from somebody and set off a Nike Hercules horizontal across the island and like killed 3 people. And the Navy had to send out divers to go fish a nuclear warhead out of the ocean. That's a real thing.
Just from an arc?
Yeah, it arced and accidentally set off the solid state fuel inside.
Oh,
it.
that private was probably
Oh,
terrified.
fired.
No,
Fired 1,000.
no, he was dead.
Yeah. That
No,
was-
imagine he like walked up. He's like, we just.
Just
Oh no! Big Sarge's gonna be angry. You're just waiting there. You're like, hey, Captain, I lost the nuke.
I just set it off.
It was a small one.
built by the lowest bidder moment is what that was.
We cannot allow them
Well,
to
it's like
take the final
technically,
sector.
so this is a true story. I was at some gas station, and this woman at the gas station came out and was chewing my ass about using my cell phone while I was pumping gas. And she's like, yeah, I know it's theoretically possible, but I'm like, do you hear it on the news? You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah,
come on,
it's
calm
very
down.
low
And she
line.
was irate. I'm like, God, come on.
Oh, people get pissed.
If I aim, I don't hit. If I do have to hurry up and shot, so I hit.
You're probably gonna have the crazy stories out of this entire.
what stories.
You have a couple. You have
Probably
stories
the
you can't
craziest.
tell?
Yes, my craziest.
Blacked out list of stories.
Yes.
We don't know what happened for these years, but
Yeah.
the rest of it.
And the crazy part is those redacted stories aren't military stories. They're, certain genre of personal life.
Well, like, go into your history. So, like, what is your background?
Background, I was in
There's
Army
nowhere
SOF,
left to
Special
defend.
Operations.
Retreat!
Spent almost 10 years there, got medically retired after getting hurt, and then moved to Hollywood, started working in entertainment, and did that for about like 6 or 7 years. Then started working on a TV show called SEAL Team, and I've been working in front and behind camera on that for, oh God, I don't want to think how long, like 6 years.
They have a really good supervisor if they're using you as the guy to do it. So, what color was your little patches on your shoulder?
Well,
what color were they?
So the best part of that, working, I was the advisor for so long, and I said in the very beginning, I can advise on anything unless it involves boats and or water. I'm like, if it has to do with water, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm telling you right now. And then every time something would come up boat-wise, they're like, Tyler, how do you do this? And I'm like, I have no idea. I told you, I don't do boats. I don't do
Navy
swimming.
SEAL stuff.
I don't do SEAL stuff. Yeah. So
You're playing a SEAL, and you're like, no,
well, people always ask me why I wasn't a SEAL. I'm like, oh, simple. I can't swim. And they're like, no, really, no.
Oh, fucking
I
drown.
can't swim because I do not float even a little bit. I'll jump in water and sink right to the bottom.
No shit.
Well, not to the bottom, but my head will not be above water to breathe, which apparently is important to float.
You might need that.
Yeah. But no, I've never. Yeah, that's.
What was your when? So when did you join?
Joined in 97.
97?
End of 97.
And then when was the accident?
05.
And then what was the accident?
I got blown up in Iraq.
Dang, Skippy. Where?
Solder City.
No shit. Okay.
Only the nice places, Only the nice places.
One time I was at this air base and the Wi-Fi went out. It's kind of the same thing.
Oh, savage.
You're like, oh, we're not the same. My Wi-Fi went out. You want to know PTSD? That, bro.
The power went out in the gym. I couldn't lift. It was awful, man.
The networking system that connected the Xbox went down, and we could only play one player.
But you were the knife with the red.
I had a cool job.
You had I'm assuming all of us looked up to you, especially during that time frame. Where you were like the upper echelon, is what I was like. Those guys are so cool. Look, they don't have name tags.
We've been made aware
here's
of
the
an
funny part
incoming
about
American
that
ambush.
is, when I was in Ranger Battalion,
Reinforce our soldiers at the marked
that's
locations
when I
and
saw
stop this defensive line
unit,
from
I was
shattering.
like, oh my God, these guys are like gods, right? And then you're there one day and you see some Rangers looking way better, and you're like, oh my God, they don't know I still suck. You know what I mean?
Protect your
They think
objectives
I'm
and
cool,
hold your ground
and
as
you
long
go
as
through all that
possible.
training over
They will try to push us
over
back
a year
sector
and
by
all this
sector.
stuff.
We need to
Then you
hunt
get
them
to
until
training,
they
and you think you're hot shit because you've literally been doing everything one day for a year, and then you get to the team and you realize that everyone's leaps and bounds
What are you
better.
shooting at?
So it's an interesting, it's a reset because it's the strangest thing.
One of our objectives is under attack.
Watching the video, he got the Ranger back, and I said like best one, and I was I think they want to kill me. Oh, was he important? Yeah, no, he just got brand new Ranger.
Don't hit me. Don't hit me.
Right there, he's like,
No, let's just do that.
dude, they
100%.
shit on you until you have like a scroll and a tab.
Yep.
Hey,
They're
Bentley.
just dog shit.
Yeah.
Recording.
But
Can you go out there?
I think that's awesome, and the reason is no, it
I'm live.
Amazing.
you gotta start from the bottom.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, you know what I mean? You gotta start from the bottom. You gotta be treated
can't
like
hold
shit
them any
in order
longer.
to
Fall back and mount
keep
your
that
defense in
humility.
the next
No matter
sector.
how cool what you're doing is cool, like you have to realize that you're still just part of the machine. I love having a basis as an infantry soldier because all combat, CQB, is a great example of everyone's
Where's the
CQB
bad
is just
guys?
blah, blah. No, it's not. CQB I define as it's infantry combat in the confined space over
The
two
American
divisions.
forces are moving into the
That's what it
sector.
is. But it's like, that's what it is. It's just infantry combat. Just because you're indoors,
There we go.
tight
Everybody's
environment doesn't take away the principles. So if you don't have a basis of those principles, you're not going to be able to do anything that you don't know how to do those principles. Well, so when I was out of training, I would shoot a case.
Oh, I get him with a grenade.
Yeah.
No.
That's more trigger time than my entire
grab a
military
case
career.
and go shoot it. And the thing is,
What the fuck? Because reading stories, there's I forget who wrote the first book about like
Eric Haney.
and it's like everyone had a callus, and that's how you knew like from pistol training and firing. It's like where the callus was. I don't know if that's true now. to
Well,
this day.
yeah, it's a little bit like different.
Oh shit.
No, he was in the 70s. No, he went through in the 77. That's a funny story. So, very quick shout out to him. So, I get out, as soon as I get out, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go home. So, I like looked up his contact information, called his like manager, hey, I'd like to meet with Eric, have lunch with him, whatever. And he
Let's help our dude one.
of the show that was on at that time. So I go and have lunch with him, and
Check your men.
I
Return to the
didn't
site.
have a basis for understanding at that
What the
time how
heck?
good his advice was. You know, what did I know? Nothing. But it was some good advice.
Well.
What's funny is that shows us simply
Oh, stupid.
years later. So it's just funny. Like, I'm having this conversation with him, and I guarantee what's going to happen is somebody's going to like.
Oh, it's out.
In 5 years, going to be on some show, you know, that I tried to give them advice that they probably didn't realize was good at the time, just like I didn't realize Eric's advice was good at the time.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's everything I see in the military specifically, to me, is just like a cycle, and it's like we're all on the same
Sector
cycle,
lost.
just at different
We planned
timelines.
for this. Move and
That's
defend the objectives in the next.
Oh shit, I forgot to change classes.
I was like, I haven't heard you say a word in like 20 minutes, man.
I know.
Let's check in on the
I
Pogue
know, we
side
are
of the
checking
table.
in over at Nick over there. It may be spooky season, but you don't want to scare people with your scraggly beard. Today, we are brought to you by Manscaped.com, who has taken a step from the ball of
Hold the line
wieners
here.
to bring
Protect
your
this
face
sector
the
or we are
cleanest
defeated.
shave it has ever seen, brother. So this is
We can go ahead.
it's just Manscaped. Manscaped's all-new Handyman is the best way to get rid of that stubble. Featuring compact design and skin-safe technology. It was designed to give you a smooth finish without traditional technology disadvantages.
Chosen one is
Get
under
the
attack.
sweetest treat this season by going to manscaped.com and using code UNSUB to save 20% and free shipping. And for my Wolfman out there, there's the Manscaped Beard Hedger Pro Kit.
Enemy
It has
spotted. Where they
everything
at?
to tame your mane. Ding! That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com using code UNSUB for a look sweet as candy.
One of our
Get yourself
objectives has been lost.
Get him.
Manscaped.com.
And... Oh, how stupid.
Fucking McDonald's and Ali Salim was rough.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We started with nukes. Let's get back to
Yeah, I was
nukes.
like, this is escalating.
You can't
real
go
quick.
bigger than nukes.
No, Nick's got. I don't know what story you're working on next. I want.
I just filmed a video on the Berlin airlift, and then now I'm working on the Berlin wall.
Charlie 2 is under
You
enemy
was
control.
fucking crazy.
When you say story, I want context. Like what?
Charlie 1 is
Oh, I
under
want
control.
No, you're.
no, his story. Sorry.
Oh, so Nick.
Well, no, that's why I wanted to
So Nick is kind of a historian. The fat electrician is brother.
What?
And argue, but you're basically telling this like a story of something that
I
actually.
read
What?
all the shit the
Lost the
story
site.
is
Horseshit.
wrote down, and then
All
I
forces
actually make it
evacuate.
entertaining so people will learn it.
Dude, that's awesome.
Like, that's,
No, that's
kind of
that's-
my goal.
That's awesome. That's
So.
that's
Have
great.
you done the Ludendorff Bridge? We talked about that last time I was here, and you should.
Not yet.
Because I can't articulate that the way you did it. That was like air defense coup de grace. Like that was
try.
phenomenal. Oh man, I hope we get that.
If you want crazy stories, like Nick, he's probably working on one right. Oh, as you're saying, like the Berlin Wall, I want to hear that. If you can give a teaser of it, but Nick deep dives into a lot of soldier ones, which is like, what's your favorite story you've done with
I like McNasty personally.
Jake McNasty?
Jake
Hey.
McNasty McNeese. He's a paratrooper from. Have you ever seen like
I was yelling at the dog.
World War II footage of the
Didn't
dude,
they use
like,
awake?
on D-Day getting ready and he's painting him?
Yeah,
and his
yeah,
guy's
yeah.
face?
With the-
That's Jake McNasty.
With the mohawk?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
knows
Jake
the story.
McNasty, and that dude, he was a fuck up all through. He didn't have to go to World War II because he was a firefighter, and he's like, I want to go fight anyways. So then he went, some small town in Ponca City, Oklahoma, and just like went and beat the fucking shit out of his high school bully, like almost to death, and then went and joined the military the next day so he didn't get in trouble for it. And he was just a huge fuck up all through training, always got in trouble, beat up a couple MPs multiple times, and he was such a fuck up they stuck him in his own platoon by himself. And then
Sounds like the dream.
yeah. So then they like just keep giving him more fuck ups, and then he just like builds this platoon that ends up being the Filthy 13, this platoon of fuck ups, and they're all combat engineers and they're all super badass at their jobs. They're just not controllable.
It's like the
And
Dirty Dozen.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what it's based off of. The Dirty Dozen movie is
Oh, it's based off of
of
this
him
story?
and off of the Filthy 13.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, so they dropped him in on D-Day, and those guys were supposed to go hold this bridge that was
Let's
going to
get on to
be
the next one.
reinforce Utah Beach, and he loses all of his guys, and it's just him, and he starts
Probably not
picking up
good at shooting
stragglers,
anything.
like amasses 40 dudes, takes them to this bridge, and they hold it for like 3 days. Reinforcements never show up, and then bunch of P-51 Mustangs come in, blow up the bridge because they figured that he was dead and that he didn't get it and hold it, so they were going to get rid of the bridge altogether. So now he's just defending this big, creek, river thing on one side, and an entire battalion of SS Germans showed up and told him to move, and he said no. And him and 38 random paratroopers took out an entire SS battalion. And then he jumped in an Operation Market Garden, cleared out Eindhoven, the entire town. Him and his guys did that. And then he's
while saving 5 eggs.
while saving 5 eggs. Yeah, he's going through Eindhoven, right? And he talks about how they didn't have CQB like you guys did today. He's like, yeah, we just throw in a frag grenade and then crawl in on our hands and knees with a Tommy gun because the buildings had so much dust and shit on them you couldn't see.
Hey,
So they cleared a whole city that way, and he
I'm
goes into
online.
this furniture making factory and he finds a chicken. This chicken laid
I'm
6
live.
eggs, and you can't get fucking eggs
Yeah.
in the front line in
I
World
can
War
do
II.
that.
So he's like, I'm taking these fucking eggs. So he
Love
sticks
you.
them in his cargo pockets. He's trying not to break the eggs while he's clearing rooms. They make it all the way through the city, and then they're like, cool, we're done. And then a fucking bunch of German tanks roll out of the wood line, and they're like, fuck. So they go and they got to take out like 6 German tanks. He ends up breaking one of the eggs.
Our
He saved
Egyptian
the other
allies
5.
have called upon us to defend
From
their
there, he's
territory.
like,
We have listened, and today we
you know,
will defend
he's-
their agricultural
From there,
wonder
he
from
goes, he
Western
falls back
imperialism.
to France,
Alright.
and he gets put on
Repel
72
every
hours of
advance
leave,
of the
and he's
US
like, fuck it,
forces
I'm going
and
to Paris
fight them
to
to
be
a
honest.
Thank you.
They're
No.
limited in
Tries to
numbers, so
stop him,
drawing
he's
out the
like,
Oh
combat
shit!
will work
I don't want to
in
go
our
as the
favor.
engineer.
We'll speak when you are on the ground.
Can I go back?
Out.
And you really thinking 72 hours you're going to get to Paris, have a bender, and
Oh,
get back?
shit.
He's like, I don't know, but I'm willing to try. So he goes AWOL for like 19 days, gets hammered, gets fucking arrested. They bring him back, and his chain of command's like, hey, we want you to be a Pathfinder. And in World War II, a Pathfinder had a
Can I do
80%
it?
attrition rate for one mission.
I
Every
tried
mission
that.
they dropped
Okay.
Pathfinders in on, they needed 2 Pathfinders and 1 set of gear. They would drop 10 Pathfinders and 2 sets of gear, just because that's what it took to give the mission a chance. Because
Let's get some rockets.
but it was voluntary basis only, so they couldn't make it.
Play
work.
this
They
guy
couldn't
more.
make it
There we
work.
go.
He's like, they just wanted to deal with me anymore. So he's like, well, here we go. Pathfinder School is in Madison County, but it's where
Which one? St. Oxford. Hold them.
Oxford. It's the same town as Oxford with it. All the boys rock, like just full of college chicks. And
This guy's a
dude,
genius.
he's an 80-year-old man, and he's like, it's a mighty fine opportunity to get some postgraduate work in. Is what he fucking said. So he goes.
Everyone's playing checkers. This guy's playing chess.
Hang on.
So he goes. Banging all his Oxford chicks.
That'd been cool.
Pathfinder school. He ends up graduating.
How come I don't have my damn rifle?
Assembles this dream team because they put him in again. And
This is a he is getting paid as it.
he's an acting
Damn.
E getting paid as an E2. That was another thing. Paratroopers.
That's bullshit.
Paratroopers in World War II, because he was 101st. They all got
I can't name these guys.
EFC within after 30 days of training, just to try to get these guys money because they're
Give me my
jumping
rifle.
fucking Normandy. He was such a fuck up. He was the only guy that they kept at E2 the entire time. So he goes, he gets his Pathfinder certification. He thinks the war's over, and then there's like, oh, shit, Battle of the Bulge happens, and the 101st is surrounded by a bunch of Nazis, and they need Pathfinders to jump in. And
Oh, that'd be so nice if I
They
could hit that
sent
guy.
and
No, I didn't.
Get all these supply
I
drops
hit
sent
that.
in. It was like it was a shit ton of supply
Oh.
drops. And ended up like
He's gonna
being
go
a
up
huge part of
there.
why the Battle of the Bulge
I'm
got
gonna shoot
one,
you.
saved the 101st Airborne, his unit that was trying to get him killed. And then he did one more jump in. Not
This would be
long,
similar.
it's
Cool if I could hit this guy, get a headshot.
one more combat jump. He did 4 combat jumps in World War II, and then he ends up with his unit going and taking over. Fuck,
Can't
not
do
World War,
that.
who's the other
Maybe
heavy
somehow
Nazi
blow
guy?
it up and knock him off there. Oh,
there's
he's looking
a-
for me. Never mind.
No, I know who you're talking about.
The political version.
Heinrich
Is
Himmler.
under
Heinrich
attack.
Himmler.
Yeah, Heinrich
He,
Himmler.
he ends up, they end up going to Heinrich Himmler's
Too
fucking
hot.
castle, where all the art and shit got taken. Apparently Heinrich Himmler was a huge fan of horses, right? So he had like all the
Oh, come on, stand still.
top racing horses from every fucking
Quit
country
spraying and
Nazis had
praying.
taken over and had them sent to his castle. Now the 101st guys are just getting fucking hammered, riding them around town.
I really want to shoot this guy.
Just doing dumb shit.
God
So
bless
then
America.
the 100
This has to fall over. Okay, yeah.
101st is fucking sitting
Blow it
there
up, blow it up, blow it up.
You know, fancy art, ancient fucking wine from the bottoms of
Come
castles
on.
and shit, just get hammered riding $1 million horses. And they're like, fuck it, let's go into town and put on a rodeo for all the Germans.
Nobody gonna
And
hit
that's
it.
what they did.
Yeah.
They put on a rodeo with all these fucking horses. Nobody knows what the fuck happened. A couple horses, they died. I didn't put that in my video. They're clean, but like, they're riding some of these fucking horses to death and all kinds of dumb shit. So then he
Just for reference, I just
Fuck.
told a story last week's episode about
We're gonna
when they
get
were
pushed
taking
back
the
again.
Saddam
I get
Hussein's,
set. We're losing it.
Hussein, they were going to those castles and taking those, and then they'd get to it and they'd be like, oh yeah, they got Formula One cars and Ferraris. You want to go rip in them? And they would just be ripping. The SF guys would be just ripping around in Formula One cars and Baghdad. I'm like,
You're attacking
it's
altitude.
exactly the same thing.
Okay.
Nothing
I thought we was
changes.
gonna
So
lose
at
him.
the
Alright.
rodeo, he
My
meets this
bad.
girl. I think her name is Emma. I forget her last name. He meets this girl. They end up hooking up.
Ah.
For the rest of the time he's in country.
My guys.
This girl is the daughter of the Hitler for Youth chapter of that town. Basically, literally found the closest thing he could to a Nazi princess. And fucked the rest of the
Oh.
time.
This guy's batting 1,000.
Then he goes back home and fucking becomes a mailman. Retires.
How do you become a mailman? Obviously, he probably did it to keep his federal retirement, I'm assuming.
No. So he when he first came out,
Does it make you better, motherfucker?
he had his emergency ear got blown
Not
off.
really. Just a game.
And they sent him to get like plastic surgery. And apparently,
Yeah, fuck.
New defense in the next
so they
sector.
wanted to get like reattached. And they sent him to some base stateside. And he showed up to the base, and he had an issue with the MPs, and he told the
Oh,
head
so
MP on the
he'll
base that he
find
was
me a
gonna
good
kick his fucking
spot.
ass. And that guy said, whatever,
Ooh, up there.
leave, don't ever come back. If I see you,
Maybe.
we're gonna have a problem. And he's like, no, you're gonna have a problem, because if I ever come back to this shithole town, I'm gonna be a civilian, and I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you.
Prepare to defend the
And
sector.
they chaptered him out right there on the spot, kicked him out, and then he like.
Can I see anybody? Here we go.
Wildlife firefighter pair,
Oh,
where
shit.
they jump out of the fucking planes, and
Ooh,
they're like
damn.
25 or 2 years. He's like doing combat jumps in World War II.
Ah.
So he worked construction for a while, had alcohol problems, got over those, then became a mailman.
It's like it's a reoccurring thing.
Oh, get body armor.
I just feel like what the perfect thing to
Yeah, I am. Oh!
He becomes a mailman, and then he goes.
What?
God damn it.
He's the one with the dad
All the
joke.
stories.
Give me a tank.
All the stories feed into
One of our
themselves.
Well,
objectives is
Casey
under
was getting
attack.
hit up.
I want a tank.
Post, and it was people were like, "Holy shit, that was my mailman." I did not realize.
That was cool shit. I was getting emails and there's comments in that video like, Mr. McNeese was my mailman my entire childhood. I had no idea that my mailman was like this fucking badass.
You know, I mean, there's a serious thing about this though, which is
Oh,
that type
takes
of
forever to
person
get
is
where I
just
need to
not
go.
military anymore.
Let's see.
And I think there's a real problem with that.
Like I don't think they ever are until like shit hits the fan and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna loosen up this.
Too many targets.
No, you're right.
When I came in 2009, granted this is after
Too many to shoot. Oh, well, there was. Where the hell
I
go?
don't know.
Thanks, young.
Yeah.
Young or young, but
One
Ah.
I had a 9-year PFC. This guy named
Holy
Satter,
shit.
I think was his name. We called him Big Bird. He was like 6 foot 1,000 fucking, but he's
Come
a really
on.
good mechanic and like he just didn't give a fuck about the rules and he would like get drunk at work. Really, really, really good at his job. So like they never kicked him out, but he'd had like 7 Article 15s and he was a 9-year PFC. The dude just like work his ass off and then just was like 17:30. Like, we need this done. He was like, go fuck yourself, and he just roll out. Like this dude was just a legend. I love Satter, man. Great people.
I didn't even
Just
think
like
I'm
you
looking
said,
that
they're
far.
not really- even now, they're not
Now I
accepted
am.
and really haven't ever been accepted because they're just on the fringe.
Jesus, I can't imagine being a decade in a job and you're like, $1,800. Popping those knuckles, like, bro.
Objective Bravo 1 is under attack.
I don't want to be the squad leader.
So few dollars that I don't pay any taxes.
Quite honestly, I don't even think I have that button set up.
I'm making under 24,000 a year. Or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I did. Just dig up history.
That's dude. That's awesome.
And he's
That's-
so
oh yeah.
I was here for it. I was just like,
Well, I mean, what I work in right now literally is storytelling, and you are a great storyteller, and that's but what you said I think is very important.
Civil
which
boy
is
style, yeah.
taking information that's out there and
There he
making it
is.
really it's not common knowledge, and then turning it into
The number 2?
something entertaining enough that you
Trash.
stated that is also teaching people, and I don't think there's
What is
enough people doing that nowadays. Like film used to do that, and now it's just like freaking. Now we're just changing the direction of a torpedo on ice.
was that fucked up? I haven't heard anything about the new Napoleon. I
I'm so
just heard
fucking mad about that movie. It's,
I read the reviews. I haven't seen it yet, but
it's
when I read the
worst
reviews, I
movie
was a
I've seen in
little.
my life.
damn.
So, I think there's a couple directors that have Final Cut now, and then you see like the side effect.
That's what I've said.
I mean, that's what it has to be.
I appreciate it. And you
And Ridley Scott is an amazing director, without a doubt. But you need feedback from everyone
Stupid.
to keep it tight storytelling.
Hey, kind of like what you said, like nobody tells them no. I think directors think that like their
I'm gonna
version
get-
or like I feel like
Oh!
you're seasoning. Like you need to make it taste good, but like
Didn't
the
see
story
that coming,
doesn't
did you,
fucking
bitch?
thing. And they're like, no, this is my
Shit, I can't
artistic
find that one.
interpretation of reality.
Run,
So
motherfucker!
that's dog shit because I can tell you didn't read the fucking book at all. And
Run!
the entire fucking Napoleon movie, dude, they show like 2 battles. It literally is
There.
like, hey, the French Revolution happened. Fast forward 10 years. Napoleon's into some weird sex shit. This one battle happened. Napoleon's back into some weird sex shit. His wife
I'm
cheats
trying
on
to
him.
help you, but that didn't help.
80%
Oh,
of the movie is about Napoleon's sex life, and 5% of it's about war.
which is he's known for is his immaculate, like,
I mean, he was at war a lot more than he was getting fucking business.
That's what I'm saying.
and like Napoleon's battles. If you haven't read those, that's like his first claim to fame is when it was that rebellion. It was like 10,000 or 2,000. And he had like 200 dudes.
Yeah,
And
he's a
he
genius.
Lost 0 people, literally 0 people, and killed 2,000 or 3,000 people. It's fucking ridiculous. And they're like, yo, this
Damn it.
dude, what the fuck? Because he switched battle tactics. That was his thing. It was not traditional battle tactics.
You relied heavily on
ambush.
artillery.
Yes, I knew how to ambush, and he
Come on.
would
Oh, shit.
capitalize
Go.
on that, so he'd get word of what's going on with the rebellion. And he'd just fucking.
I'm already out of breath and I'm not. This isn't even real.
Genghis Khan, right?
Oh, yeah.
In almost every battle he fought,
Okay.
he was outnumbered. Almost every single one. Like the way he would use his troops, like his archers, would ride forward on horses. Of course, I'm paraphrasing here. And as they got to the front line, they would
Oh,
fire
damn
the
it.
arrow, they'd turn back, and then they would just notch again. And it was like
Ain't
a
nobody gonna save me.
constant, just hail of arrows
Nobody.
from the front of his formation. I was like, that's fucking wild. Like you made automatic arrow guns in what was that, 1300s, 1200s, or something like that?
That dude did not fucking die.
No.
Warlords.
We're under control. Bravo 1.
On my list of
Let's
favorite
get Bravo.
words, he's top.
Warlords.
Did I'm pretty sure this is the point. Obviously, you've forgotten more about this than I know. But wasn't it Napoleon who made up the concept of doing
It's horrible.
valorous words?
That's
That's what I was
What
told.
surprised me? I know.
Bravo 1
Dude,
control
I
is out.
fucking I'm an American historian. Okay. 1775 and later.
Yep.
I think that
That's happening.
It's been a while, but I think the quote was
Damn it.
something to the effect of, obviously translated from French, but it was like, it's amazing what soldiers will do for a piece of metal on their chest.
But I know,
It's
like
just
his men
quote.
fucking loved it.
I
Like,
hate
that's
driving
one
this thing
they
because
did
you don't
right
have.
in the
Oh, I do
movies.
have weapons.
The French
Okay.
military loved Napoleon as a leader. So like, it would be
It's like any great leader. It's always like
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It would make sense that
And
you
some more
develop
people.
that system to
Yeah.
reward its troops.
because I mean the dude got exiled and literally just showed back up, and they sent the military to stop him, and they're like, "That was the truth." Like straight up.
He's really doesn't listen.
Wasn't people quoted saying like winners study logistics and losers study battle and stuff like that? So he brought up like logistics was a huge part of battle. Wasn't that Napoleon?
it makes a lot of sense.
I think that was Schwarzkopf.
Might have been.
Bravo 1 under attack.
This isn't really decent. Damn it.
He's my favorite. It's the best military mind ever. That's my take.
I'm gonna have to learn more about him because I know fucking
That's
Yeah, he's that good.
I said it as a joke. I knew enough.
Still nobody in here.
America's logistics infrastructure is just like, have you ever? So we've had to like have our finger on the.
We're gonna be I need to get us.
Come on, stay with me. Stay with me. I'm telling you, like,
Did I just Schwarzkopf trigger him?
you might.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
But like for us in air defense, we have to have pretty much a finger on the pulse of logistics. And when we need something, it's like a strategic asset. Like it's
Somebody
they
blow
will
that thing
move
up.
the sun and earth to get you what you need. And I shit you not, there's been a one single circuit gun. We've seen it weighs like 5 pounds, costs $1 million by the way. That's how much
What the
a
hell
circuit
hit
gun
me?
costs. And they chartered an entire C-17 from the United States to where I was at, in an undisclosed location in Southwest Asia. Honestly, we go on vacation and John do that.
Yeah.
Fuck!
You just have to stand up for police reasons.
Take it up by grenades. Bullshit.
Freaking 28,000 gallons of fuel in a C-17 to bring us one cart, and they did it like
Somebody
Military.
needs to hammer that fucking thing.
The hostiles have spent half their resources.
You want insurance?
There you go.
No.
Oh my god, do you want the best sleep in the world, Yana? Well, I can tell you the greatest bed and mattress product in the world. It is from ghostbed.com, Yana.
Oh shit, I nearly done a bit.
Myself and Mexican version of myself to talk about the great deals at ghostbed.com. Every mattress has 20-year warranty. You can try out for under one night. If you don't like it, send it back. No RV.
Look out, dude. Dude.
The best parts of the Ghostbed is the cooling technology, senor. I know what you're thinking. ¿Por qué? Because if you're like me and you're in Texas, the nights are hot. You need the cooling
Sorry, dude.
technology. Ghostbed also offers all the bundles. You don't even really have to think about it anymore. You choose from 4 of their mattresses and you got a bundle. So
Get
whether
him!
you need the mattress or the frame, or you want the dog, like the cooling pillows or the sheets, you can get the best bang for your buck. That's right. Right now, if you use
An objective is under
unsubscribe at
siege.
ghostbed.com/subscribe, you get 50% off everything. Everyone loves discount to that value. That is how. Go find the best bed you can with
Where is this
ghostbed.com. Actually, on a serious note, all of us use GhostBed now. It is all of the room
There you
center, unset, my bedroom, the pillows, the sheets, everything is GhostBed. You spend 30% of your life in bed. Upgrade your old stuff and save 50% more.
You push him up?
Go check them out. They're a fantastic company. And we support them. Go to unsubscribe. Go 50%. Too hard for Murphy?
Done.
The
You want
video
insurance
just
we
did
did?
for the Berlin Airway.
Pushing around.
You know about
What
this?
ton?
I very little.
Okay, so right after World War II, right?
Keep getting
Soviets
zoned out.
like,
Oh.
twice, right? But Germany gets split up into
Ah,
four
fuck
separate
you.
quadrants.
Enemy
America,
focusing
French,
on Bravo
Britain,
1.
and the USSR all own a chunk of Germany. Right? And then Berlin, the capital of Germany, also same thing. Everybody owns a chunk. But Berlin is 100 miles into USSR territory. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so America
Where's it
pisses
at?
off the USSR, vice versa, whatever. Basically, capitalism's winning, and communism
where we at?
heard about it.
As
Um,
usual.
is
So
that mine?
communism is like, you know what? No, we're gonna blockade off West Berlin. So they block it off so that we can't get anything. They cut off all the roads, all the railroads, all the waterways, everything.
Bravo 2
And at that
is
point,
under
so they go
American
to
attack.
Truman, and they're like, okay, three options. We can
Shit.
roll in tanks
Didn't mean to
and
do
start
that.
a war
My
break.
finger.
We can abandon West Berlin and let them either starve to death or join communism, or we can try to fly shit in on cargo planes.
Oh, you moved on me.
Quote, we stay in Berlin, period. And America, this
Oh.
isn't real, basically. America doesn't start world wars, we just finish them. So, we're fucking flying shit in on planes, right? So, they have no idea how to do this, so they go to the British because they've been experts in rationing
One of
gas
our objectives
cannons
has been
during World War II.
targeted.
The British run the numbers, and they're like, you need, everybody in West Berlin's gonna need 1,700 calories a day, which is gonna be 1,500 tons of food per day. And then the Germans, or the USSR cut off the power to West Berlin too, so they're gonna need coal and fuel, and that's gonna be 25
shit.
Right, so you're at 4,500 tons of
A day.
supplies a day through cargo plane, and this time they had the P-47, which could only carry 3 tons. Like, this is impossible. So
Yeah.
that would, like, to make that work, that's 1,333 planes per day. There's 1,440
I have a
minutes
feeling
per
that
day.
vehicle's gonna be coming through here in a minute.
Like, it's impossible, right? So they just start doing it. It's complete fucking chaos. They're sending planes from everywhere. There's fucking mid-air collisions as they're trying to get planes into this fucking country for
Snipers,
food,
where they at?
or into West Berlin for food. And then they bring in General William Tunner, and this was a guy in World War II who was in charge of logistics for bringing in all the supplies into China over the Himalayas. And he comes in and unfucks the whole situation in like days.
With 7 Sherpas.
Oh!
Anyways, America, there's 3 air channels into Berlin. He's like, okay, 2 of them on the outside are going in, the one on the middle plane's coming out. We're gonna launch 1 plane from the 2 going there every 3 minutes. They're all gonna fly at 5 altitudes and they're gonna stagger every day. So it's plane
Come here!
all day long, 3 minutes, new fucking plane in the air. All day, every day.
Oh, those are stupid.
24
I don't wanna be in
hours,
there.
every day. The West Berliners are like, dope. They can empty 3 tons off a plane in 7 minutes and turn that bitch around and send it back. Luftwaffe mechanics that were just fighting America 2 years ago are there repairing American cargo planes to send them back. And America does it. We end up developing fucking bigger planes. We end up developing
Let's hit out dark.
P-71
Where you at?
Master that carry 25 tons.
Son of a bitch.
So we end up fucking delivering, I think the record was 1,300 flights, delivering 13,000 tons in a single day. Over the course of 15 months, America had 277,000 planes get sent up, spanning 92 million miles, delivering 4.6
We've gotta be almost over. Oh yeah, they only got
billion
37
pounds
tickets.
of supplies, all by air. And the the Soviet Union finally had to ditch the blockade because America put an embargo on their country, and their economy couldn't stand up to the embargo anymore, and they just couldn't wait it out, so they had to ditch that. And this is like why the Berlin Wall ended up happening, is because they couldn't
Oh, I forgot that tank was back there.
could land a plane in Berlin literally every fucking minute, all day, every day, and we did it for 15 months. And it is the biggest logistical flex of all time.
Oh man, you know
That is terrifying to me. It's awesome to see the power when America's like,
No.
but also, yeah, exactly. When we say no, you're like, what the
Well,
fuck?
like this is the thing though. So I got sent to Operation Afghan Welcome, which is okay. Afghanistan's kind of a shit show. There's some things that could have gone better. I'll agree there. But like on the logistics side of this,
Yeah,
they
like
were
10 more,
countries
10
that
more.
could move 130,000 people, 4,000
Weird.
miles in a week. You're not gonna find them. Like everyone else can flex as much as they want. No one has the logistics of
So with all that amazing, my flight to get here.
Oh, I didn't have a round chamber.
You
Damn
see
it.
this all the time with like
We
certain
have outlasted the
World War II is
Americans.
just a great
This
example
site
of these
remains
just
secure.
unbelievable